Okay. Hi everyone.
Hi guys,
Pete, where are we currently?
we're in Kisi in a remote place in Kenya.
It is. And we've just finished doing what?
We just finished doing a special needs toilet and we also did up the special needs classroom, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really awesome. So remember to check out all the socials with stuff coming up very soon. But the reason I want to reach out to you is we just are so grateful for people who are able to support us.
Yeah.
We don't earn a wage, do
No.
we? No, the average person on the international field should be getting about $5,000 a month, and we're about $2,000, and we have been for the whole 14 years that we've been here. But we are so grateful, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like we get to
so grateful.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to update you with a couple of needs that we have. Now, we don't normally reach out and ask for money for ourselves because we're kind of not like that.
But it's really hard because you got the needs of the projects, and when you see these kids that we're building toilets for and water tanks, and the schools that we're helping, and the girls that we're helping for the Girl Project, it's easier to fundraise for them, and really at the end
for
of the day,
ourselves. But we're coming to a crunch point.
Yeah.
So there's two things we wanted to make you aware of, and if it's on your heart to give towards it, that's really cool. Now, one's a medical one and one is a vehicle one. But before we do that, people will say, oh yeah, but you guys are traveling around the world and doing your stuff and you should be saving your money for that. Just want to let you know our recent trip that we did to Australia, New Zealand and America was actually for fundraising, wasn't it? And we've got some good fundraising for projects. And we went one way because that's the same price as a return ticket. So that was really cool. And I'm sorry about the noise, but we're in a remote village, so you just
somebody's cutting a tree down.
Yeah, so that's all fun and games. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things. One of the things I want to talk about is our vehicle, which we're standing behind us. Now, Pete, we didn't fundraise for this vehicle. How did we pay for it a few years ago?
We actually cashed in my super and actually bought it with my super.
Yeah, but it's a great vehicle because the roads were on a rough as guts.
Yeah.
In fact, just to get out to Ogembo where we are here, it's 515 speed hunts and ripple strips. That's not individuals, that's like groups of them.
But it's only over 325 kilometres.
Yes, but we've also done this trip 6 times in the last 8 weeks to come to this project. So that's like 2,500 kilometres. So that's just showing you that the mileage that we do. But Pete, we've had lots of trouble lately and we need to get a bit of a new motor, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to recondition the motor. So most of you will realise that I did the head gasket 2 weeks ago, and although we fixed it, I think internally down in the bottom of the block, it was actually something have done some damage in it that we couldn't see at the time. So
to get it up to standard and keep us going for the rest of our time here, it'll cost around $7,000.
$7,500.
$7,000, but people go, well, that's really expensive. But to buy a car here, minimum of an old cruddy little Vitz thing or something like that, that's at least 10 grand.
Yeah.
So it's a more economical way to go, which is really good. And there's not much on top you can see there, but normally it's full of stuff. Yeah. So all the tools you have to bring.
At the moment,
materials.
It's chocker full of stuff.
Yeah, which we're going to repack tomorrow morning.
So the thing is, I got the Landy because it's durable.
So Pete, once we get, is it a reconditioned motor?
Yeah, reconditioned motor.
What will that mean? Like, is it going to fall apart again, or
No.
what's the status?
It will probably give us another 250,000 K plus.
Nice.
So we've been working on that. I've been talking to some guys about it, and I have been in the last year actually contemplating about the damage.
And I've been putting it off because I'm like, no, there's no way we're going to come up with that money.
Yeah.
So that's a big need. So it's a more cost-effective way to get the engine reconditioned, which will basically give us a new motor. The body's great.
Everything else is great on it.
Yeah. So, but just to give you an example, when we came out to this village on Sunday, we almost didn't make it because there was steam coming out and all sorts. Good news is it was okay, but instead of a 7-hour trip, it was a 9-hour trip, and then we're going to go home tomorrow, which by the time you watch this video we'll be home, but we're just hoping and praying that we get home all okay, which will be good, because it's only 325k, but it can take anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. So that's the first one.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
That's pretty critical. Okay, so it's keeping the creams on the road. The other thing is keeping the creams in one piece. So earlier this year, Pete, when you were in Australia, you felt a twinge.
I felt a twinge, and I, like a normal guy, said it'll be right, it'll heal itself, it must be just a muscle. And it is a muscle, but a bit more than a muscle.
Yeah, so it's actually self-diagnosed, but I have a friend who's a doctor and confirmed that it's actually a hernia. Now, what kind of, I know it's painful, but what's it stopping you doing, and what's the issues?
It's definitely slowed my building, running around, doing stuff. But yeah, it's...
And if you stand too long?
If it stands too long, it starts really being painful.
Yeah, and you have to kind of push it back
push
in.
it back
So anyone
in.
doesn't know, it's a weakness in the stomach wall. So in your groin area, like it gets a bulge in it.
Yeah.
And when you lie down, it's okay though, eh?
Yeah. Or I'm sitting down for about half an hour, it settles down, then I can give it another go for an hour or two. Depends what I'm doing.
So one of the things we've looked at is obviously surgery. Now, we don't have insurance. I have made some insurance inquiries because technically it's not diagnosed because it hasn't been written down in paperwork anywhere. But the insurance companies say it will be a year before we can even contemplate that. So that's a no-go area. And it's looking around the $4,000 mark. To get that hernia repaired. Also, it's a 6 to 8 week recovery period, so people would not be allowed to do any building or anything like that.
No cycling for.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a problem because in November you have a big cycling event.
I've got a big cycling event going down in New Zealand, which I'm going to do. Yeah. Either which way, I'm going to do it.
So if we get the $4,000, people. Now, you didn't want to do Kenya, did you?
I don't want to do Kenya,
but our friend Stuart from the New Zealand High Commissioner said, for goodness sake, go and get it done. And so there's one hospital, Nairobi Hospital, would like to get it done at, and preferably probably June or beginning of August. So that would be enough time to recover in between building sites and things like that. So that's the other one. Is it possible for us to raise the $4,000 by ourselves? No. Liz said, you can use my savings, which is, she's got $2,000 in her bank account, but that's actually for her flight back to Australia at the end of the year. So I'm not going to use it. That's her money. It's the last of her disability pension, and we're not going to delve into that. So we've got two things. We've got we've got the car, and we've got a medical issue. And the medical issue is not going to go away. You can't heal from a hernia or anything like that. Dr. Tonya, who's our American doctor here, who's our friend, who's a medical missionary, she said to Pete, it'll be okay until it's not, and then when it's not, then it'll be a real emergency and you have to go to hospital. So we're looking to raise $11,000, which is a huge amount of money that we are just seeing how we can wingle our way. There's no use trying to sell this vehicle because we need another one, and as we've already said, it's more expensive. It's no use Pete flying to Australia because it'll still be on a waiting list, or New Zealand. And that could be 6-12 months, who knows. If he goes private, it's the same amount. So if you feel inclined to be able to do that, to be able to contribute towards that, there's going to be a link at the end of this video. I'll also be putting in our newsletter. There's going to be no emotional arm twisting or anything like that, because we have learnt to be happy when in greatness and happy when there's lack. So so think about it, guys, if that's something you'd like to get behind. Now remember, it is tax deductible in the US, New Zealand and Australia, so because we're project managers. So that's it. Anything else you want to say, Bob?
No, I just want to thank everybody who has been supporting us. You don't realise the impact that we had. Like, Sharon handled the special needs class over today, and the teachers and the principal were so overwhelmed. We had the
kids were happy.
Happy. The deputy chief administrator, police administrator, came in yesterday, and he actually messaged us and said, "Hey, thank you so much for what you're doing for the school and lifting up the special needs classes." And it's just not only that whole school's transformed, and so we're out here doing it on the coalface, but really it's all those people behind the scene that's supporting us and giving and sacrificing, and we understand that to a whole degree. So thank you very much.
So thanks, guys. There's the link. Feel free to reach out and ask us any questions. As you know, we are doing our best here,
Yeah.
and we are very privileged to do what we do, but we only do it because of you. So you guys go and have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.